time today. Another beautiful session about Camino de Santiago, and not only with your lovely Caminotellers
Erika and Ricky.
and Ricky. And we're going to talk about something super important today, essentials, but not the essentials that you might think about, like passport, because it's obvious, right? That you have to take a passport with you, or health insurance, for instance, because it's also obvious. We're going to talk about something what is necessary for the Camino and for what makes Camino a special type of experience, which is, for example,
Shell.
shells,
Pilgrim passport.
pilgrim's passports, certificates. Also, we have certificates, and maybe we will say why you need them, because without that, there is no Camino de Santiago. But at the same time, we'll tell you not only the practical part of where to get it and why you need it and all this stuff, but also the history of it and our own stories. And let me tell you, we remember quite a lot of each of these items, right? Even after years of walking.
Yeah. There are some that become anecdotes. No.
And with these anecdotes, we will start today. But just before we do, as always, say hi, say where you're from. There's a chat. Put your name over there. We on the Facebook. We on the YouTube channel also. And there's a big community behind. We already 20 plus thousand, right? 20,000 people in the Caminotellers
Why?
community.
Why?
Because people love Camino.
Uh,
Tell us anyway.
I love
Say
that.
hi, say where you're from. Remember, really important where you're from. And if you want to share where is your Camino, that also gives us a feedback, and maybe we can give you some extra information about your Camino that you do. One important thing.
Only one.
Oh, many, but this is very important. There are many really experienced people on the chat, many Camino makers, right? So
Veterans.
if you have any doubts, ask. If we do not answer because we might be busy talking and explaining things, there's probably going to be someone on the chat who knows and who's ready to help any time. And the last of the last, if you're watching us, not live, but in the replay, don't worry. Go and comment just below where you're from and when is your Camino, and use this information for your own good. That's all. I'm not going to say anything else.
But we just started the live.
Okay. Sometimes I have this feeling that I'm in the flow of words, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Every time you walk with Erica, she's always like,
Not every time.
not every time. But sometimes when we walk Camino, Erica's like, Ricky, I want to be on my own.
No, can I just walk in silence?
And I'm silent. So that's us, guys. We walk a lot. We love walking. This year we walked 1,000 kilometers, right?
Only
1,000
this year.
kilometers, but we love walking. And one of those things that we discover when we walk is the details about the Camino de Santiago and other walks. And today we're going to have a Japan, India, and also France, Portugal, and Spain itself. And all of this series that we have here about helping you prepare for your Camino is protected by Wangari. What's Wangari?
Wangari is the blister guard. It's another essential of your Camino, but we're gonna talk about it later.
Later.
Let's start.
Let's start. That was fast.
Yeah.
That was fast. You go straight to the business. You are, eh? No talking around. I like this.
I like this.
I like this. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. When you talk about Camino de Santiago, what do you think about?
About walking.
About
my legs.
about your legs. And many people start this information with, yeah, you have to walk and you're probably gonna sleep with others, maybe also, no, like in the common spaces. Don't mix the ideas. But what is that? What is that? There is something. There's a charm. There is a unique vibe into Camino de Santiago because of some details, right? And one of those first details, which I think maybe it's only for the Camino. Anyway, we discover details that make Camino special. What is it?
How many seconds do I have to answer?
I will put it in next to you.
First thing, this piece of paper,
This piece of paper. Okay.
which you will also see it on our back.
Mhm.
What is it?
What is it?
The passport.
This is the passport, but not just the normal passports. Okay, normally you also have a visas and things inside, but it's the pilgrim's passport. Why is it important, and what is it, baby?
Well, because it grants you access. It says that you are a pilgrim, first of all,
Yeah.
and also it grants you the access to some albergues, which are exclusively for pilgrims.
Hmm. I remember this story. Okay, I remember this story was in Logroño in this famous Holy Week in May. You know, and in Logroño, actually, what they do?
Holy Week in May.
Yeah, Holy Week in May in Logroño. Yeah.
But Holy Week.
It's in May. Sometimes it's in after the months. What?
Okay,
What
I
is the
don't want
doubt
to
about?
contradict you on this.
I remember this story, because there's a big celebration and the people take it really seriously. They put the hats on and they made a big party. And I remember entering. Many people come to Logroño, which is on the French way. Many people come and they want to stay there because the party is there.
Mhm.
Spain people party. And I remember they do not let people in if you don't have this.
Mhm.
But there was one guy, and you can see straight away he's not a pilgrim.
From what you can see that he's not a pilgrim.
From the shoes,
Uh-huh.
from attire, from the smell.
Smells nice.
So you can see straight away he's not a pilgrim. And he said, I didn't have my passport. So he purchased the passport, the credential in the albergue, and he stayed. And during the night, he went out. That's what's happened and used to happen for many years, right?
Mhm.
That's why this is something that prevents others who are not pilgrims from entering albergues, right?
Yeah.
What
And
is,
it's a nice also souvenir, no? Afterwards, we're gonna see why.
we're going to see why.
Yeah.
We're going to see why. Can you be a pilgrim without that?
Of course, you can be a pilgrim.
Can you walk Camino de Santiago without that?
You can still walk the Camino, but you cannot stay in albergues where they accept only people with the credential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would say I could contradict with you. I could say you cannot. This is like the part that you need as a pilgrim of Camino
Yeah.
de Santiago.
Yeah. But no one stops you. You cannot walk, you don't have the passport.
Yeah, but you sleep outside though, eh? You sleep outside.
Or in the hotels.
But so, if someone doesn't have it, where I can get this?
You can get it either in the pilgrim office. For example, if you are in San Jean Pied de Port, you get it from the from San Jean Pied de Port pilgrim office, or from the churches, cathedrals, the albergues themselves.
But it's just once you actually on the Camino, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, pilgrims' offices, churches, albergues, hotels. Not really, no.
No,
Not really.
hotels wouldn't.
Some libraries as well, eh?
Mhm.
I remember some libraries. And some bars. And what about if you want to order it before?
Yeah, there are some association, like in United States, there is the Association of American Pilgrims.
Yeah,
no?
in Canada there's one of Canadian pilgrims.
Yeah, and then you can order it with them, and you get it from by post.
Okay, if you don't have it, no big deal because
You can get it while you are on
you
camino.
can get
You don't have to stress.
no stress around. No,
You arrive on the first day, you get it, and you start walking.
it's a handy thing, eh? It's a handy thing. I remember once, few times, We didn't have a special plastic cover to it. And some of these that you see on the side, they have all the seals, all the stamps.
All the ink, all blurred.
Blurred.
It rained so much, everything was wet, and nothing was left of our stamps.
How much does it cost?
It's around €3.
2, 3 euros
2,
for the
3
one, yeah,
euros.
depending where you get it.
Yeah.
And
Depending which route you go for, it's different. This is in French because we got it in the pilgrim office in France. But if you go to Camino San Salvador, it's a different one. If you start from Porto, it's a different one. If you go to Finisterre, it's a different credential. So they are also unique.
There's a question, actually, there's a question, what size is it? That's
It's
depending of which type of, where does it come from? Like this French one, I think it's not A5, but there's a different one that we're going to talk about with the different sizes, like this, like this. And actually, the question is it the tradition only from Camino de Santiago?
No, it's not really unique to Camino de Santiago. We also have, last year, as some of you knows, we walked
It's so funny.
Why it's funny?
Because I love the story.
We walked the Japanese Camino. It was 1,200 kilometers, and we actually didn't have like a small credential. We had a book for the stamp. We're gonna show you later all the stamps, but this was the one from Japan, quite thick, quite heavy. So we are even lucky on Camino.
The purpose of this book is a bit different than this. Like obviously the first, look at the size. Like it's a book. That's probably A5, right? The purpose is not only to take stamps, but you do something else with that. But anyway, we're going to talk about that later.
Then we also have asking about the question, does Camino only have the credential? Also, this one is from another Camino in Japan, which is the Kumano Kodo, and they also have the credential.
Spoiler alert, guys. Spoiler alert. We are. It's not official. We're not officially launching it because it's spoiler alert. Just here, we are launching a walk-in retreat in Kumano Kodo, which is the second UNESCO World Heritage Pilgrimage. You can be a dual pilgrim by walking Camino de Santiago and Kumano Kodo.
You get a special recognition in the end, no? A special certificate.
So we're preparing the small little group to walk together, waterfall meditations, tea ceremonies, mindfulness, and 10 days of immersion in Japan culture and whatever brings this beautiful pilgrimage. Yeah. Unofficial, guys. If you feel
just spoiler alert.
If feel like resonates with you, and you want me to give you more details about it, Erica will you put the waiting list?
I'm gonna put the waiting list.
Put it down if it resonates with you. If you want to see how people walk caminos all over the world, put your name there, and you'll be first one to get to know things, right?
Yeah. Talking about credential, also dogs have a credential. This is the credential for peregrino, because in Spanish, dog is perro, so they call it credential for peregrinos
instead of
peregrino. And it's a game with words here in Spanish.
This is actually a really curious thing because it also has the same type of structure, right? The cover
with the dog with the boots,
some informations, and also the place for the stamps.
And Chef Thatcher says "buen canino."
And actually, it's waiting for the blue to walk, right?
Yeah.
Probably not this year.
Not this year. Well, not in 2025 because it's still a puppy. But we are really looking forward to taking him.
To take him on his first pilgrimage, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can have a different sizes, different purposes of the certificates, but without the certificate, without the credential, your Camino is not going to be the same. Let me tell you that.
David was saying a great way of remembering locations you stayed and ate meals or visited. Exactly. It's the best souvenir, no? You look the stamps and say, yeah, I remember that story, I remember that place, I remember that person. It's like a memoir.
When we got our credentials wet few times, I was pretty sad because you can get the new one, but if you get it after 300, 400 kilometers, and everything is just inked down, like if flowing, it just got sad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, you just protected.
You're just protected, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, what do you think about the credentials? It's curious, not to see different ones. We would we would show you if you look on the Erica site. We have few of them placed on the site. We cannot put the camera there, but there are from all over the Caminos.
Yeah.
And few of them also here as well. Um, and the important thing is the credential has to be officially.
Is it blocked or is it just my laptop?
There's your laptop, baby. Is it?
Can you still see us, guys?
Eh, Hello, hello. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe.
And Grammys on Trail says, I loved having the credential. Like you shared, it's a great memory of the people and the places.
So yeah, remember this is like tell us more about it. Tell us more about what does it. Yeah, I'm not sure, because for us it's really emotional. Every time you take the credential, you're not even opening it, which will be the second part of this live stream, right? What are we gonna do when we open? But like that's really heavy emotionally.
Emotionally heavy.
And the tradition of it started in the medieval times, obviously, right? What happened in medieval times, Amore?
They had to show that they were pilgrims, not to be able to stay in the churches, in the places only for pilgrims. So they had to have this piece of paper to prove that they were walking the pilgrimage.
It's actually a proof,
Yeah, exactly. A proof that you're walking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe if you just already open it, maybe they can talk about what's happening inside of that. Why are you having the credential there? And also the new registration that came a few months ago about the stamps, because everyone a few months ago got crazy about the stamps. Yeah. So, hello.
Yeah, I'm just reading.
Read aloud.
Yeah,
read aloud.
I think knowing Brahmins on trail. I think knowing that you walked where others have walked before you, and just the meaning of knowing that you accomplish this every time you look at it. Yeah. Shell Thatcher, the wine fountain and the pilgrim's passport was what really attracted me to the trip when I first learned of it. I don't know if more the wine fountain or the pilgrim passport.
Hard to say. Hard to say. So yeah, guys, this is what's happening. I wouldn't start the Camino without that.
No, it's just nice. It's just nice. Shall we go into the stumps?
Go for it.
No, you go. You go. I like how you talk.
Okay. I'm not really sure if you can see. I'm not really know you can see like that goes around. These
Maybe wait. I remove this.
multicolor, multi-shaped, multi-level, and multi-dimension.
Yeah, some are also in 3D.
Some are in 3D, and this is actually, these are the stamps of Camino de Santiago. Every albergue has its own stamp, and I particularly, Erica told me before, she likes this one in particular. Have a look.
This one, this star-shaped one. It's a piece of wood, star-shaped, and we got it in the monastery in San Anton. The one that we mentioned many times, without electricity, with cold water, and
It's just to put you in the context, that is abandoned ruins of the ancient monastery with two rooms prepared for pilgrims to stay. Limited beds,
it was like 10 to 12 beds.
it's a community dinner, and they make it even special given their own stamps.
Yeah, yeah, it's just beautiful. But also because the experience. Wait, can you see it? This one with the star.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that you don't have the phone because you cannot charge it.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to connect with other people. So everyone was so connected with each other, and it was just beautiful. It was magical afternoon.
Do you think that the quality of seal also shows what is the approach of the albergue itself?
Well, if it's more religious, you mean? Well, yeah, yeah. There are some of them that put just their stamp with the tax number, or some that have a really special one. Let's see. Let's see. What's your favorite? I didn't ask you.
There are many ones.
Let's see.
There are many ones. On this one in particular, a, I have no idea. I like this one with the snail.
Oh,
Have a look.
is it a snail?
Yeah.
Because you're going slow.
Have a look, guys. What is it? Let's just hear. Okay. There's a pilgrim. Okay, this one. There's a pilgrim looking like a snail.
Wait.
so, so happens to be that everywhere you go, you have to collect the stamps. This is the credential for, right? So whenever you stay, they give you a stamp. But also whenever you go to the bars and restaurants and shops, they have their own stamps.
Yeah.
And they're more than happy to give you some.
Some. One. You just need one.
And there's a new legislation come because before you needed to have two stamps a day if you do 100 kilometers, last 100 kilometers. Nowadays, you need two stamps a day
from the start.
From the start. Okay, and you're probably gonna be like, no.
And what happens if one day I get one, or I forget to get two?
What happens? Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
You won't have at the pilgrim office with a long queue someone counting 1, 2, 3. When did you start? Ah, okay.
How many
1,
days?
2, 3,
24.
4, 5.
No. But the thing is that I think you need to grasp the idea of what means to get the stamp.
Mm-hmm.
To get the stamp means to stop. Get the stamp means to connect.
I like this.
Yeah,
I like this.
Some people say getting a stamp means to consume because you have to get leave to go to the bar, you have to go to the restaurant, and they give you stamp.
Not necessarily, yeah.
They give you stamps anyway, but getting a stamp means to have a more awareful state of your Camino.
I also like, to be honest, when they when they are putting the stamp, you never know what you get. So it's like a kid, no? Let's see.
I remember that I asked people who actually not on this one, but we asked people to put their names with the stamp of the person who actually write it down. So at least we know who was it, not only the name of the place, but also the person that gave it to us, right? And and then in different shapes and sizes, blue, green. Look at that, it's amazing design.
Yeah. Do we have the one from this year somewhere, or is it hung?
Maybe it's hung somewhere there.
I wanted to show the last one because this year we got one with wax sealed.
No, it's not there, baby. I don't know where is it. I don't know, guys. You have to,
So many.
you have to excuse me. I have no idea.
Yeah.
If it's not there, if it's not there. So there is one actually reaching to the tradition, to the old tradition of waxed seals. People get fancy on that, you know? Really fancy.
Or maybe before it was like that.
Should we get our own stamp one day?
Blue will give his own stamp.
If you like the idea of Blue putting his footprint, his paw into your credential, let us know and we will send you one with the blue footprint, right? That's really cool, actually. But coming back internationally.
Talking about stamps, no?
Yeah, talking about stamps.
We mentioned before this book from Japan. It's just a fun fact. Maybe you don't care, but we love it. So we had to go around this island and walk reach 88 temples. And at each temple, we had to collect the stamp. But this was an example of stamp. This is the temple, and this is the stamp. So every page has a different temple and a different stamp. And this is also a piece of art.
So the idea was you heading to the temple, you reaching there, Buddhist tradition, right? A bit different vibe. You're reaching there, you're doing all whatever you have to do, and on the end of that stay in the temple, you go to the office, and one of the monks or one of the people volunteering in this temple and gives you a handmade stamp, which is hold on.
And only at the first temple you get two, because it's a circular route. So in the first temple you get the first one, and the last one to close the circle.
Look at that. Look at
It's
that.
beautiful.
Look at that.
There are some people who get, because if you saw the video, was it already last Sunday, right?
Yeah.
The video about Japan. There was a guy who, like many others, who get the stamp on their white attire. So when they die, they go with this diary and their attire full of stamps. Yeah. It's beautiful for me.
That's the passport to the other reality according
To their life.
to Shingon Buddhist tradition. Okay. And it's just to show you guys that it's not only about Camino de Santiago tradition. This tradition reaches far ahead of the Camino. Yeah. This is Shikoku 88 Temples Pilgrimage. Okay, still not UNESCO heritage,
but they are on the way.
But they're on the way. Look at that! How beautiful, you know.
I'm gonna share the video. If you didn't watch the documentary that we posted last Sunday, you have to watch it. I'm gonna share the link now.
And it's really cool because every, as you said, not every temple has its own stamp.
Yeah, yeah. We are not able to read this, but I think it would be even more interesting if we knew. We know someone.
You know that then we figure it out because in Japan you write from the other side, so you open from here. Cool, eh?
Yeah.
Cool. Then you drive on the other side, like in England. Dave, big hugs to Dave. By the way, who's on the chat today?
We have Shell Thatcher, Nancy, Camino Nerd, Marsha, Graham, Grammys on Trail, Clive. Dave,
guys.
was Dave, Nielcy.
Say hi. Say where you're from.
It sounds like Polish. Nielcy. Could it be?
I have no idea.
Nielcy.
Say hi. Say where you're from. As always, when is your Camino? If you're going for the Camino, or where was your Camino? Share your experience. Share your good vibes with everyone, because it's good to be in the community of like-minded people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the thing. If you're craving the community, and if your Camino is in 2025, in May and September, remember we have a beautiful retreat just in the foothills of Pyrenees, just before your first day of Camino de Santiago. French way, not only because many people actually from Portuguese way coming to see us, right?
From Portuguese way. On the last retreat, we had people from Camino del Norte as well.
Amazing. I think we have to open one retreat
In Portugal.
In Portugal.
Well, someone asked for it.
Crazy, crazy.
And I would love to go to Portugal again.
So if you're feeling like starting the Camino with like-minded people, preparing before May and September, last spots left in our retreat.
There was Brian Grant asking if there are still spots available for May. Yes, Grant. There are still 3 spots left. Three spots left.
Three spots left. And if the dates do not match, don't worry, because we have you covered. Caminotellers have your back. That's what they say, no? And if you still want to prepare with like-minded people, if you still have doubts that you cannot really find the answer for, you simply want a bit of more motivation, we launching now on the 20th of December our pre-Camino support program. Yeah.
Yeah, Marcia from the chat was last year. Well, this year. This year. I feel already in 2025. Dave was in the call. Ginny.
And they already did the Camino and they're still with us. That's amazing, right?
Yeah, that's a good sign.
That's a good
sign. If they still come back for more, it's a good sign.
Many of the questions might not be really easy to answer, especially the preparation of a particular crafting Camino to your own needs. That's why we're launching this Camino preparation program for everyone. Yeah?
Yeah.
And on the 20th of December, we're starting with a nice Christmas gathering. We're going to get to know each other. And from there, we're going to start our preparation, accommodations, best places to stay, best gear to take, and adjustments to all other equipment that you need. And so many other things. This year, we did 30 hours of calls, 30 hours.
Only planning the stages, the best gems, the places where to stop. Takes time, eh?
So head to our website.
I'm gonna just share the link. If you join the retreat, you are already in the calls, starting from December. But if the retreat dates don't suit you for one reason or the other, you can still join the calls. I'm gonna share the link.
Yeah, happy days.
Roxy says, going back to the Japan, grew up as a child in Japan, so want to go back. Hope you do Japan again in 2027. We would love to do it once a year.
Yeah, once a year would be a sweet spot, right?
Once a year, yeah. We are so in love with Japan. I think we talk about it every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's something out of it. It's just mythical.
All the books that you see at the back are about Japan. This is
many. Some about India.
Well, yeah, India and Japan.
India and Japan. One about linguistics.
Yeah.
Anyways, coming back to our topic, guys, what are the essentials that make you pilgrim? Like technically,
or they identify you as a pilgrim.
Obviously, because the pilgrimage, it's a inner. Yeah. It's a inner. It's in a
inner state.
In a state of being. It's being a pilgrim, right? People that come to Louvre, they don't even walk, and many of them they cannot even walk.
No, even if you go to Rome, they don't.
They don't. You just travel on the bus. So what makes you pilgrim?
Did you say Louvre or Lourdes?
Lourdes. So what makes you a pilgrim is your inner state of being, right? We have it clear. Don't put any fancy ideas into the head, right? That without this you cannot be a pilgrim. You can, but this can identify you as a pilgrim.
Even if you are leaving from the airport in New York and you see a person with this on the backpack,
you know
that they are going for Camino, or maybe they just pilgrim at heart.
I remember when we were in Santiago last time, we did some interviews with beautiful pilgrims finishing the journey. One of them, Nicholas Tansky from California. Nicholas Tansky, big hug for you, my young friend. He said, "Who are these shell backpackers?" Right? Who are these shell backpackers? Because he saw people walking like, "Who are these shell backpackers?"
Well, he didn't ask when he was already in Santiago.
No, he asked before. He asked before, and then how he figured out there was the Camino people. So the third of these important aspects, the essentials of the Camino, is the shell.
Where does the shell tradition come from?
Tell me.
I'm asking you.
No, I am asking you.
My professor would say, "You don't answer with a question. You don't answer a question with another question."
I think, I think that there are a few different traditions, right?
Theory, yeah.
Theories. Bring some. Let's see.
Well, one is that the Apostle James was transported back to Spain with a boat made of a single shell. And that's his symbol, the symbol of the Apostle James. And this is the most religious.
Happy days.
Also, because the shell is also the symbol of the baptism.
John the Baptist used to use it, right?
Yeah. But then also Spain was full of scallops. So people would get the shells to drink from the rivers. More practical theory.
Mm-hmm. The other theory is that you wouldn't really get the shell in the beginning of the journey because you could start in France, and in France there's no scallops.
Mm-hmm.
You would get it once you reach the end of your journey, which is the coast of Galicia.
Mm-hmm.
Then you would get this scallop, and on the way back, people would recognize you as your backpack shell.
Well, back in the days, I don't think they had the Osprey backpack last technology, ultralight.
No. You know, there's some shells they do. They do.
But they need to be closed, amore.
Anyway. I just tried anyway. So this is one of the tradition. Put down in the comment which tradition you know, because there's so many legends are there, right? Nowadays, I have to be honest with everybody. Okay, I have to be honest with everybody. Nowadays, you know, when there is a 500,000 pilgrims doing the Camino de Santiago every year, something happens with the production of these. Like you don't produce them in any country. Like you don't. There's no factories of shells. Okay, there is what we call a nature. Nature provides the shells, right? And 500,000 people is 500,000 living beings. So what I want to share is that nowadays maybe we overexplode some of the parts of the nature having this shell with me, and now you're going to point the finger. So why you have it, and why you have another one here? Yes, because my conscious, you know, it sometimes works in that way and sometimes in the other. This is like this is the like memory, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nowadays we don't do this anymore, okay, or at least we don't buy any new because of the environmental issues. Okay, so we will actually or reuse these ones or use the ones that we find somewhere, or simply get the ones that are printed. Mm-hmm. Okay, so just to take care of our environment, we also have a printed shells, and we can attach them, stick them to the backpack, and we can wear them around. The same as I have here, for example. Okay, there's the shells coming on the Santiago and Happy Days, and we can stick them on the backpack like ones like this. And for us, it works. You know, so if you see us without the shell,
we're still pilgrims.
We're still pilgrims, but environmentally friendly, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted to say. What is the chat saying about?
Shell Thatcher says about the origin of the shell, possibly pagan origin. Think Aphrodite. Shell Thatcher, I need you. Tell me how to pronounce this. He was my English teacher on the last kilometers reaching Santiago.
On the primitive way.
The primitive way was so fun.
We need some English classes, though. We need some English stuff. Yeah.
Don't make me start with my British accent, eh?
Please don't. So this is the idea, guys. The good idea of like, what do you really need? So you need a credential, to certify that you're a pilgrim. You need a stamp to see that you're actually following the path. You need a shell. Why do you need a shell? So people can recognize, because you're not going to go around with a credential like I am a pilgrim, I am a pilgrim. No, you just have it silently sticking to your backpack just like this, and everyone is happy about that. But there's one more thing that it's only not only, but there's one important thing about these essentials that we want to talk about, which is conclusion on all of them. Yeah. Which one?
No, sorry, I wasn't listening to you because I was laughing at the chat.
Anyway, if you
I was just nodding and saying yes.
if you
I was
just
laughing
connected
at the
to us,
chat.
there's lots of fun in the chat. And yeah, let it be, let it be.
So it's pronounced Aphrodite.
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 And what does it? Where does it come from? This Aphrodite thing?
Because I was reading the Think Aphrodite
The pagan
about the shell. Yeah, it's
yeah. There is one famous thing with the shell.
Botticelli.
Botticelli, is it?
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing.
Symbol of start and completion.
Happy days. Talking about start and completion, we're going to talk about the completion. If it's not enough already what we talked about it here, let's talk about the completion of Camino de Santiago. And not only. This is what mainly people do it for. This is the culmination of an entire Camino walk.
I'm gonna leave it closed.
What could it be? What could it be? The famous and the one and only Compostela. Yeah, there's few of them. If the camera would actually bend down, you would see many different Compostelas on the back of this beautiful display.
Ricardum.
Yeah,
this is for Ricardum. What is the one from Ericam?
This is the Ricardum. This is the Ricardum. Okay, so this is the certificate that you get once you get to Santiago. You show your.
You go to the pilgrim office. You fill a form.
You fill a form.
You say where you started.
You make the queue.
Which Camino you did. You fill a form on the laptop that they provide you with. If you walked, if you went by horse, by a wheelchair, by bike, by boat, and which reason you did it. If it's for tourism, religion, spiritual, whatever, and they give you a number for the queue.
Like in the supermarket.
In the post office. And then you get there, you give them the passport, the credential, and they print you this in Latin.
That's the famous Compostela. Remember, there's few things that you have to know about. Can I get Compostela? It's required that you do at least 100 kilometers by foot or by horse, at least 100 nautic miles by boat, 200 kilometers by bike.
And what if you do it on
wheelchair?
Well, wheelchair?
You still get it.
How many kilometers?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but you get it on the wheelchair. There's something written in the pilgrim's office that you still get it. Doesn't have. I think it doesn't matter how many, because.
And for the e-bike, that was my question.
For the e-bike, you get a high five.
Or a pat on the shoulder.
If you go with the e-bike, guys, don't expect to get the certificate of finishing the Camino de Santiago. To let you know, this is all for free. Yeah, this certificate is for free. This you have to pay.
The tube, yeah. But you have to pay for the one that says the distance.
The distance certificate, yeah.
Yeah, because you can also get another certificate stating how many kilometers you walked. In case you want to show back home, I really did it. And these are the kilometers signed. And you have to pay for that. Is it €3?
For the tube?
No, for the other certificate.
Probably.
I think €3. Yeah.
The curious thing is that this is not only at the end of the Santiago, because every Camino or every other Camino that doesn't end in Santiago, it has its own certificate. So you can find the Finisterrana, you can find the Musciana, you can
The Salvadorana.
Salvadorana. You can even get the half certificate
In Sahagún.
in Sahagún of the French way, which is somewhere there.
Ah, there. No, that's the Salvadorana.
Anyway, that one over there.
Do we have the one from Japan?
Hold on, I have it here.
Well, Japan is, we don't understand it.
Actually, I have two. I have the one official one. Okay, this one is.
This is official, a bit boring.
Look at that. Look at. I like the sound. I like the sound. Hold on. I like the sound. I like the sound. Let's make it again. Sorry. I like the sound. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Say it. Pull it again. Like a katana. Look at that, guys.
And which one was
I
Caminotellers?
think it's the other way around, baby. You never know in Japan. You never know.
Yeah. This is Caminotellers. Caminotellers.
Yeah. Caminotellers. So this is actually what we got to finishing the Japan pilgrimage. I think the blue is awake.
The blue is awake.
Hold on, baby. You get to take care of it.
Yeah. Just one moment.
So, depending of the way you go, there's a different certificates, right? And I remember there's another one, the benediction certificate too. And there is It also reminds me of the one in the Cathedral of San Francisco, just behind the main cathedral in Santiago. You can get one over there too. But hold on. Not every certificate is written on the paper. Sometimes you get the medal, literally. This is just for fun fact. This is the one we got to finishing a Dandi march in India, 400 kilometers. Baby, you remember this one?
Yeah. That was actually really ceremonial how we got this.
Yeah.
On the day when the monsoon was at its worst, we arrived at the destination and they put this medal on us.
And it's in the day of the independence of India. Anyway, so it's not always written, right? It's not always beautifully shown, but also can be as a medal itself. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think these ones are like the one of the things that make any journey really special, no? And really special. Because and I think it also you like earn them. There's something about it that you have to earn this with your own efforts and sweat and tears and stuff.
And blisters.
And blisters.
Yeah.
Hmm. Talking about the efforts, guys, I hope that you going for the Camino in 2025 or 6 or 7. Japan, France, Portugal, or Camino, doesn't really matter where you go. Remember, there's one thing that will happen, yes or yes. If the blister will happen, the Camino's over. Yeah, that's why we like to bring to your attention um, a, a Wangari wool, merino lamb's wool. Okay, this is something that can save you from blisters. As simple as that. Straightforward and as easy as that. It's a merino lamb's wool that you wrap around your hot spots and you prevent the blisters. And even if you have one, you wrap it around and it gives you this. It gives you a better.
It protects not the area where the blister is. But if you wear it before, you won't get the blisters.
That's
because it prevents the friction. It prevents the moisture in the feet.
And probably this one packet will last you for entire Camino.
For the entire Camino.
Not only for you, but for your family members and everyone else.
Yeah.
I think it's like 4 meters. And you can reuse it, you can wash it until the lanolin is there. And you can imagine if my finger is of blisters, now I don't have any blisters. Straightforward. And we Caminotellers, we value things that are straightforward, transparent, and this is why.
And also lightweight.
And lightweight. And this is why we strongly recommend you this product. And remember, it's also the same as with shells, cruelty free. Okay, so we decided to be more environment friendly, and Bongari, it's a statement of I'm conscious about animals. Okay, and even if I use their product, I use them in the cruelty free way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wongari.
Thank you.
You save our journeys. Yeah. Apa.
Are there any other essentials that we didn't mention? What do you think? Shell toucher. Are there any other essential? Nancy, Graham, all the people that have been on the Camino. What other essentials are essentials?
What are the essentials? Obviously, we not only talk about the pilgrim's passport, like your country passport. We're gonna have a next session about it, right? How to literally practically prepare. What is the important? How long you can stay in Spain? All of those things. We'll talk about in the next session of our chat. But is there anything that really makes you pilgrim? Good question, right?
There was, I think it was. Let me
Please
see.
show blue. Who said please show blue?
Clive.
Better not. Better not. He's already like that.
Marsha, essential for me, an open heart. Shell toucher, hand mixer for cacao. He's the gadget guy. An open heart.
An open heart.
Open heart, open hands.
That's another of those things that not really material things, but really important you can take with you, which is open mind, open heart, acceptance. If you don't have, you're gonna gain it on the Camino itself. Yeah, Camino is the best place to
the best teacher
to develop your acceptance, comfort, compassion, yeah, and empathy as well, right?
Patience.
You're talking about me. So I'm thinking, guys, together, surrounded by all these things. I'm thinking that there are two ways of making things. You can
only two.
Yeah, let's put it in the general way. For example, you can if you want to have a tea, you go to the Starbucks and you can make a tea. Like
they make it for you.
You say your name, for example, Angel. Angel, your tea is ready, and you get a tea and you go and you have it, right? 2 minutes. Or you can go to Kyoto or maybe at the Buddhist temple in any part of the world, and you can have a tea ceremony. It takes ages, right?
But that's part of the beauty of having a tea.
But it's like curating, cultivating the tea process itself. It has its ritual, and then you enjoy the tea itself. And I think we can compare it to the Camino itself. You can make a Camino as a normal walk, something physical, something that you start and you finish, you get your certificate and the job done. Or you can equip your Camino with these little details, which are made for converting the Camino de Santiago from a walk to pilgrimage, to the experience, to a life changing event certificate, which allows you to feel the other people that walk on the Camino, the stamps that allow you to connect, to stop the shell. Huh. The shell serves for everything, right? And I think that without that, you can do your Camino, no problem. But with that, you changing your Camino to something much more meaningful. Maybe that's a good conclusion for today. Maybe that's a good little introduction for the Camino for many people that still don't know about the Camino, right? If you want to know more, if you want to be a part of this community, remember, subscribe to this channel. It's totally free. Yeah, press like. If you give a like to this video, you share with others also, because it's good to share the good news.
Yeah.
And if you want to be part of this unique community who prepares together privately for Camino de Santiago 2025, also join us. Check the description.
Shall I bring now Blue so he says hello to everyone?
Okay.
We cannot close the live without Blue.
Hold on, guys. You wait for it's worth it.
Just one moment.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Many people they just here for the Blue. I know. We talk, but the people for Blue are just. I think a Blue should have another channel. You know.
Yes.
He has the channel. He's a smart guy. He already has his own channel. You know. Oh, yeah. I think it's growing a lot. Please put down in the details. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Ven aquí, ven aquí, ven aquí.
Look at that. Okay, guys. What do you?
Put it here.
It's
Come, ven aquí.
Blue. Anyways, there was letting Blue to this studio room. It wasn't a good idea.
He wants the blister wood.
It's growing fast.
Ven aquí, ven aquí.
Come, Blue. Anyway, guys, with this beautiful and a bit chaotic Andy, we're gonna finish our live. As always, next week more. Give us any questions if you have. Say hi, say where you're from, and I have hands full of meat. You want a high five?
No.
Yeah. He's getting bigger, right?
Yeah.
I think he's like 8 kilos already.
The good thing is really obedient. He has this moment of craziness, but he's a really good dog.
Anyways, should we?
Yeah, don't touch anything with those hands.
Guys, pleasure of always being and sharing with you. And for more information, or text us, or simply
email us. Write us a message, whatever. We answer. Always. Ciao, chicos.
Ciao.
Did you kiss your hands full of raw meat?
No.
The only thing standing between you and walking the Camino is believing you can. This is our essence, building a community that stands beside you, helping you feel ready for the greatest adventure of your life. When you arrive at the journey within retreat, you find a safe space for you to be yourself, to share your story, and to simply breathe. Some search for days or weeks on the Camino to uncover their path, to uncover their purpose. At our retreats, we'll help you connect with yourself, feel your emotions, find harmony, and release what weighs you down before you begin. You will connect with fellow pilgrims, forming bonds that last throughout the Camino and beyond. Here, strangers become friends, and friends become family. The Camino is more than a path. It does not end in Santiago. It is not just about the destination, but the journey itself, and each step on the Camino expands your mind, fills your heart, and renews your spirit. It's a journey of confidence and clarity, guided by intentions that empower you for the pilgrimage ahead. Our greatest joy is giving back to our community.
Great experience with so much love.
The retreat feels like home to me.
Absolutely fantastic.
Love with everybody that's here.
Magical people, Ricky and Erica, thank you so much for making this happen.
Together, we create this dream. Your spirit is unique. Bring your gifts, your stories, and your kindness, and offer them freely. Camino de Santiago is a lifetime experience. Join our retreats and make it unforgettable.